There's Laura Kaczor, and I'm Alive in You. And of course, we are fortunate enough to have Laura in the studios with us this morning, and she looks like she's ready for the North Country. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, DC.
You've got a great hat on there. I got to tell you, it's got the ear flaps and the whole thing.
It has the flaps and the fur, and it's pink. I mean, you just can't go wrong.
I know it's styling. I know. Well, it's so nice to have you this morning. Boy, you know, Alive in You was certainly a song that from your Loving Up CD that really kind of struck things up and got people familiar a little bit with Laura Kaczor. But for those who aren't, tell them a little bit about yourself. You're from Nashville.
Yes, my husband and I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been there for about 6 years. I'm originally from the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. So it's been an awesome, I mean, it's ever since I've been in Nashville, it's been just an incredible experience. But these past 2 years that I've really been out promoting the album have been just unbelievable. They've been tremendous.
Well, I think there's been some great response to it, and I don't have to tell you, you know well enough that sometimes for upcoming artists and unfamiliar artists, it's hard to get that breakthrough.
It certainly is.
But you finally have done it. Now, how long have you actually been working in music and ministry? Some time, I'm guessing. Yeah,
I really kind of launched my ministry right when I graduated from college, and that was in 2004. So I've been doing it in some way since then, and I've just been praying and trusting God to open new doors and expand.
So you graduated from college in 2004?
In 2004.
So that's 8 years ago. I have some shirts that are that old. Well, it's great to have you with us here today. The only thing we told you, we've got to get your promoter, Wendell, to get you up here when it's actually in the warm season in July, when it's really then a great time to be in the North Country.
Yes, well, we actually, my husband and I said that this morning. We are going to make it up here in the summer because it's beautiful.
If you love it in the winter, you're going to really love it in the summer.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's a beautiful place to be. Well, how did you get started on your path to music? Was it something that was always that you were interested in? Was it something that you said, I just have a passion for this, or did God kind of move you in that direction?
But I always had a passion for music. I was very musical, so when I was growing up, I was playing every instrument, and the violin, the clarinet, I was singing, playing the piano. I sang a lot in church. I was really, really involved in school, in middle school and high school. And it really wasn't until I was a senior in high school when I went to my very first contemporary Christian concert, and then contemporary, well, it wasn't necessarily a concert, I'm sorry, it was my first contemporary worship experience, rather. It wasn't until then, really, that I decided to dedicate all of my musical talents to serving God.
And where did you go, or who did you see in that?
Well, actually, I misspoke. It was just a service. It was just a contemporary worship service, and because I grew up in a very traditional, musical environment in church, which I loved.
Right.
But that was the first time that I saw, contemporary worship, and I just was blown away. I loved it, and I wanted to sing Christian music ever since.
And you followed that path?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I love about it is that some individuals do and some don't, but you happen to write a lot of your songs. And from a writer's standpoint, everybody has a different methodology on how they do it. Some are very disciplined and can sit down and say, okay, I'm going to write some songs. And they just start writing. Some, it happens inspirationally. What kind of writer are you?
I would say I'm probably both.
Okay.
I think prior to doing the Love Enough album, I was very much just whenever the inspiration would hit me, I would kind of have an idea and start going from there. But then through working on Love Enough and working with Don Cook, the producer that I worked with, he was a very talented songwriter, and he did have a very systematic approach. So I learned that we wanted to start with our theme, what did we want the song to say, and we would craft our chorus, and then we would then subsequently write the verses to get us to that point. And so I really learned a new process, so I've really taken that on now when I'm doing my writing on my own.
So I know you're working maybe on some new music, hopefully maybe for a new project down the road. Tell us a little about that.
Lord willing, I've begun the process again of really writing, writing a lot, and I'm going to get all the songs prepared. And my goal is to start recording by the late spring, and to have the CD, wrapped up and ready to go by the fall.
Nice.
So that's the goal, and we've got a lot of really great new material, and just a lot of really, really anointed songs, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and it seems like the Lord's obviously blessing your ministry and moving you along in your direction.
He really is. He really is. Opening doors that no man could open, and you know that that's God doing it, which is so exciting.
And we had a chance to meet your husband last night. It's always important, I think, to have a good team, and it seems like you got a good team.
Yes. we are definitely, we have the same vision and the same heart, and it's awesome. It's really awesome.
And Zeke is with you. Zeke is your dog, which we met last night.
Yes, my super dog. We have a little 10-pound toy fox terrier named Zeke.
Was he smart enough? Does he speak on command?
Almost. Well, we do have to say he does unlock doors, remember.
Oh, that's right. Last night they were telling us the episode that he locked the door to the car last night and then was smart enough to unlock the door to the car. So that's a pretty smart dog.
That is a smart dog, and it was smart of my husband, too, who had the wherewithal to try to get the dog to unlock the door, which is something that I probably wouldn't have done. Yeah. But, yeah, it was awesome.
If Winnie, my dog, had ever tried that, I'd be trying to write notes to her, and I think it would fail miserably, so I don't think that would have worked at all. Well, we're so glad to have you here with us today, and we just bless you for your ministry and your music. You got a great song that's really doing well on the charts right now that we're going to play as we kind of wind things up with you this morning. But Yours Forever, tell us how that song came about, an inspiration behind it.
Yeah, well, we sat down and we were writing it, and I said I wanted to write a song that would be good for corporate worship, and because I do conferences around the country called Life Thirst. And I do I lead worship for those conferences, and I wanted to incorporate some songs off the album that I could use as a corporate worship song for those. And so this kind of came out of that, and it's just a declaration that all of who we are, the good, the bad, the ugly, we bring it to you, and because we are yours forever, we are your people. And it's just celebrating that truth, and it's just a great reminder of that.
Yeah, great lyrics. I love the words for that song. If you haven't checked out her music before, check out Laura Kaczor. You can find out more about her online, and of course, music available for download there as well.
Yes.
The CD called Loving Up, and hopefully we'll be looking forward to a new project as well in the fall.
That's right.
And really appreciate you coming up, and man, you traveled through the slippery roads and the wet weather, and you saw a little bit of it all, except sunshine.
Yeah,
over the past
we're waiting on
24
that.
hours. But thanks for coming up and spending a little time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, DC. God bless you.
Here's Laura Kaczor with Yours Forever here on the Clock Watcher on WLJN here on this Tuesday morning.